Okay, so a student asked me how to create a box for their text, like a text box that had a feathered edge. So I just want to make a little video tutorial to show you guys in case anybody else wants to know. Basically, you need to draw the box first. I'm going to put mine behind Saturday morning here so that it gives it more pronunciation. It's not fading into the flowers. So let's see, I have to make sure that I create a new layer under the text layers. So I'm clicking on this Audubon layer, which is hidden anyway, but it's under these two text layers. And I'm going to go Control Shift N to create a new layer, and I'm going to call it Feathered Box because that's what it is going to be for. So, and then I'm going to select a color for it with my eyedropper tool. I'm going to select one of these colors in the background so that it kind of goes well together, blends. And then hit Option or Alt, Delete. And as you can see, it fills it on this layer. You can see it right there. And so right now, if I deselect it, it is very square and it has a very crisp edge. And so what the student was asking me was, can we make this more softer, the edge blended? And that is called a feathered edge in Photoshop. And so I need to go back and reselect that box in order to feather the edge. So if I hit Control or Command on my keyboard and then click on the thumbnail, I can select whatever's on the feathered box layer, which is just that box that I'm about to feather. And if you go up to the menu, select Option, select. The select menu has to do with your selection that you have selected, and you can deselect, inverse it, blah blah blah, color range it, and modify is the one we're going to choose. And there's border, smooth, expand, contract. We are going to feather our selection, so click on feather. And I tried this a couple times already, and for this case I chose 10 pixels as my feather radius. I think that was a good blend. Basically it enhances, like if you want it to be a softer edge, you'd go more. If you want it to be less soft, more crisp, like a subtler feathered edge, then you do less, like 5 or something. In this case, I thought 10 was pretty good. So I'm going to hit OK, and then what I'm going to do is select the inverse of the selection and start deleting bits of it away. So you need to go back to Select menu and hit Inverse, which there's a shortcut for. Control Shift I. So it's one of those that I use a lot, so it's good to know the shortcut. Control Shift I, and then I start deleting. Let me zoom in. I just deleted one time, but you can already see that it's starting to fade the edges here. As I delete, 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 it's feathering the edges little by little by little. And it deletes into it because what it did was it took that selection and blended it. And so you're deleting bits of it. And that's the best way I can describe it. And if I hit deselect, you can see that the edge is now blended or feathered. And I can, and since it's on its own layer, if I do not like it, I can hide it or just delete that layer. And that's it. It's pretty easy.